Okay, so you've gone over quite a bit in Photoshop. Our next big concepts are the layers. There's a lot that happens within the layer, and you use layers to blend among the different images that you put in Photoshop. So let's look at the top part, which is all about blending. Then we'll look to see how the layers operate, and then we'll look at some of the options that you can apply to the layers. All right, so I would like you to go down to, it's called layer 3. And I want you to notice where it says multiply. It's the letter A where it says normal. I'm going to put mine on normal, and you can see what normal does. Normal just brings the image. So that was the image I used. But then you can blend images with the images below. So this is blending with the red in the layers right below. The top part are darker. The middle parts do color, do lighter. The bottom ones all are about mixing with color. And here is about the way they subtract from color, differences in color. And here are working with the hues and bringing out different frequencies of color. So let's go to lighter. Next to it is opacity. How much of that image do you want to be shown? So I go 0, it's like that image doesn't even appear, and I can make it faint, or I can make it white. I can bring it back to 100%. Fill does the same thing. And those are your blending. We'll be using the blending throughout Photoshop. Next comes just your operations of your layers. You can turn a layer off. Hold down your Command key and select a layer. So I'm going to go down one to layers. Notice that it selected the layers. It made that a selection just by holding the Command key. I can also do that in the layer mask as well. That's a great way of selecting a layer. Next are our options within our layer. The first one, we're going to go to an outer glow. These are your layer styles. We'll just bump that. And they apply to the layer, and you can do different effects. We'll be looking at those a little later today. Number 2 is our layer mask, and you've used the layer mask yesterday. So anything that I have a selection, I'm going to layer 5 on that, and I'm going to hit my layer mask. And you can see it masked what was out in that layer. Next, we're going to go to our adjustments. We're going to scroll all the way to the top of our document. We're going to add an adjustment layer. We'll do a curve, and we're going to manipulate the color by bringing it up so we have less, much brighter. Number 4, as a group, I'm going to put the adjustment in the group. Number 5, makes a new layer, always on top of the layer you had last selected. And number 6, okay, the last one, which I don't have labeled, is your delete. So I can drag it down for delete, or I can just click on the layer and hit delete on the keyboard. Okay, so now let's review our options here. So A, and we're going to go to V to get to our move tool, is your blend tool. B is your opacity. C is your thumbnail. And my thumbnail here is hidden, so I need to bring it up. E is visibility, turning a layer on or off. That's E. Sorry, D is a layer mask. And F are options. And you'll see your options right here in the upper right hand corner. Gives you a lot of different options. We'll be working on the merge down, visible, and flatten image a little later. Okay, now we're going to do 1 through 5. Number 1 are your layer styles. Number 2 is your add layer mask. Number 3 is your adjustment layer. Number 4 is group. And number 5 is new layer. And there you have it. Use your layers.